1 minute. Desi, I emailed you the invitation. Can you join yet? Yeah, it's on. We're good. It finally worked. It was weird. I was waiting and waiting and waiting. And finally it popped up. And then I clicked it. Hello. It was weird. You're a little bit laggy too. Hi, yeah, long time no see. I know. Been busy. A lot of things happened. Messed up our month of April for sure. Can you see me still, Desi? You seem a little frozen. It's still laggy. It looks like, hey, what? I'm trying to catch everything you're saying. Okay. Maybe it's the Wi-Fi. I don't know. It's very, very windy here. You're not laggy for me. For the group, is it slow? Is it working okay? I can still see you. It's not blurry. It's just a little bit laggy, a little bit. I can finally see comments now. Yeah, good. So we have gone through a lot. Yes. But we're back. Yay, right? Yeah, we're back. And everything that has popped up and it's been busy and my mother-in-law passed and all of that. Just a lot of stuff. Okay. So I know Desi said it's really windy right now, so maybe it's the Wi-Fi, maybe it's the weather. But if everyone is good, we'll just keep going. I know we're a little bit behind for this month. No, this is an old chair. I rearranged. I'm trying to see if I like this one better or the other chair. I've had this since my first baby was born, and 7 years ago. I'm a little bit laggy. Okay. Just let us know. I'm not sitting in my office in my work area tonight. I'm in our living room because my work area is very, very, very messy right now, and I need to rearrange things soon. Soon. Yeah. Anyways, it's nice to see and chat with everyone. I'm not really seeing, but the comments. Okay. All right. Yeah, I changed the chair maybe 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that. We haven't been live lately. Just for everyone to know, I know Desi has been in contact again with AC Toy because we had to postpone her interview. Um, we did get Instagram working for Desi, so we'll go back. She has given us a few days. We're trying to contact interpreter to see what day would be better. Honestly, I'm thinking maybe let's postpone it to June because the end of school soon, and I don't want to have to worry about that. And then I think for Emily, it will be easier for June, not now, personally. I think that'll be fine. Hi, hello. Um, A. Perez. I'm deaf and I'm hard of hearing. Okay, she's deaf. Yes, so I don't have my normal um like sign. So my picture yeah, it explains who we are. So like I'm KT James. I'm hard of hearing, and I am simcomming and voice interpreting for Desi. Hello, I am Desiree. Short name is Desi. My nickname, Desi. My sign name. I am deaf, and I am voice off, and I'm signing. So yeah, welcome to our book club. This is Definitely Readers. So we're talking about the books that have deaf and hard of hearing characters or are written by deaf and hard of hearing authors. So we did a break for a month for April. We were supposed to have a lot of discussions about deaf history, deaf culture, like kind of a look back of the last year since the book club was started. But things happened, life happened, and we were just not able to do any lives. But we're back again, and yeah, and we're reading The Silent House. It's by Nell. Yeah, my book looks darker than hers. I like that one. So it's written by Nell Pattison. It is not, there's a lot of deaf characters, but the main character is not deaf. She is Coda, and she is an interpreter. She is a BSL interpreter, a British Sign Language interpreter. Is based in England. Yeah. So the author herself worked in the deaf community for 20 years in England, I think, maybe, or Scotland. I'm not sure which. And now she has hearing loss herself. So she is technically a late deafened author, a late deafened author, and she uses sign, like she uses BSL to communicate. She doesn't prefer her hearing aids. I read a lot on her bio when I got the books. So this is technically, this is the start for technically this is the start of like like standalone books, but they're a part of one character. So this character becomes like a detective a little bit, like an interpreter. Yeah, a detective. Yeah. So each book is like standalone. Yeah, there's 3 right now. Oh, 1 minute. Wait. Okay. Yeah. So Silent House is first, Silent Night is second, and Silent Suspect is third. So I think that she only, yeah, it's the same character. It's one character, but it's a different story. And each, because she's an interpreter, the character is an interpreter, each book has a lot of deaf characters, or hard of hearing characters too. Of course, Heather, you finished the book. I finished the book too. So you're staying up late and read it like that. Good. So Hope said she is having to listen to normal because of the accent. Right? Because of the accent. So I'm not, I was like Heather. I started the book and I avoided the book for a long time because Desi was like, oh, it's a little bit scary. It's a mystery. The name itself, yeah, it sounds like it'll be scary. Okay, Desi, just think. Someone came into the house and killed a little girl, and you can't hear. You had no idea they're there. Like, that itself is scary. But the book, I read it in one sitting too. Like, I just like, I don't even know. Like, yeah, I was just captivated, but yeah, I was just caught. I was just read it until I finished. It was good. Anyway. Uh, I'm gonna put a tick, but no, not really tip. So what people were talking about with the audiobook, so let's back up. So we voted for 3 books. We always have 3 books, sometimes 2, for the group to vote on what they want to read each month. So I suspected that the vote for this was because it was the only one that had the audiobook. So the other 2 didn't have the audiobook, so I expected that's why that this one was picked, and that is fine. But the feedback on the audiobook says that the accent, it sounds weird, and they can't really focus, they can't understand, and oh, it's Steph speaking. Really? Oh, now I want to listen and see. So there are 2 narrators. One is deaf, and I don't know what the sign for this is, but she's a screenwriter and an actor. So she does speak, and the other one, the other person, I don't know if they're deaf or hearing, it didn't say. But this one may be what they're hearing. So is it like an English accent or is it a deaf accent? So I think it's both. English and deaf. Oh, who is it? Who? Her name is Claire Louise. And I can't remember the other one. So they're deaf. There's some deaf voices. Oh, that's interesting. So I have a question for you guys. Do you hear that person speaking in every chapter, or are they speaking just the deaf parts? So the whole thing is an English accent. It's just the parts where it is the hours before the murder. Okay. So Eden. Woo. Um, for me, I want to do audiobooks because I want to be able to sit and cross stitch. I'm working on this for my kids' teacher. It will have their name like here. Anyway, I want to sit and just like not watch TV like cross stitching, but maybe do an audiobook. If I've not read the book already, I can't do an audiobook because I just miss too many of the words. Like I have to like really focus. But the interesting thing is one of my favorite like series is on an audiobook. I have the physical books too. It's in no, Australian. That's okay. I was doing it right. Accent, and it's really like calming to listen to, but it's not hard to understand. So, anyways, that was just a little. Sorry. Heather crocheted during the entire time she read. Yeah. So I really like your cross stitch for the teachers. I need to figure out what I'm getting for the teachers. Everything is busy. So here. This was last year, so I'm doing it again for the new teacher. Okay. So I'll have their name. It's easy, it's simple, and it's cute. So I need to figure it out. Okay, so back to the book. Sorry. So we're discussing chapters 1 to 10 tonight. I'm a little bit annoyed with some characters. Okay, you're supposed to be annoyed with some characters. So let's back up. All right, so we have the main character. Her name is Paige. P. So she is an interpreter. She is a BSL interpreter. And she herself is a CODA. So her family is deaf. And her parents are deaf. And her sister is deaf. So growing up, she had a lot of experience with deaf families. She was the only one who was hearing. and her parents passed away, and now she has her sister is deaf, and so she grew up taking care of her sister, her mom, and just never really took care of herself. And so she is saying she's not out experiencing life now. So she didn't really want to be an interpreter, but she decided, oh, okay, well, it's a job, it's fine, I'll accept it. And she became an interpreter. So her dream was not to be an interpreter, but she accepted it. All right. So some things I was just like, eh. So when she is interpreting, is she not qualified? No, she took the certification. Yeah. So she signed up, and not as a qualified interpreter. That was a little confusing for me because she was interpreting, she was going ahead with, so some of the writing is a little bit, I had to read it again. No, she has her certification. She did, she was interpreting for her sister, I think, and then she needed a job, and so she decided to go ahead and get her certification. She's not doing this job for the cops without her certification. No, she has it. So I was a little bit like, when she got the call early that morning, it's an emergency, I need an interpreter now, come on, come on, come on. And she was like, okay, fine. She didn't know anything, what the situation was or any of that. And she got there and she saw the person, she went in the house, who the house itself was, and she knew that family. Yeah. She told them that she knew the family, and they said, well, we can't wait. And then the cop said, okay, we need you to interpret for this deaf family. There's a really difficult situation. There's a murder that happened. She said, okay, fine. And she met. And then Alicia, the deaf woman, recognized her from the deaf club. Mm-hmm. Which that club, it sounds really cool. Yeah. The deaf social, I think there is one in our town, not my town, Birmingham. Anyways, not the point. So she's interpreting in the cop, and the woman is very resistant. She's not letting the cops get her clothes for evidence because there's blood all over her. And she's like, no, no, no. And the interpreter's like, no, you need it for evidence and all of this. And so there's a lot of frustrations during her job. There's a few things that are going on. So in her thoughts, she was like, I should not have taken this job, but I want to know more. I want to know more. I shouldn't take this job. And she's just back and forth. Yeah. So the story is about the deaf family, the situation with the murder, and her daughter is killed. So they're trying to find out what happened, and that. I mean, okay, so honestly, oh, hang on. So Heather, so I go ahead, okay. So Heather, yeah, she just did like a test. She didn't go to get her like degree, which technically you can do that. You can, if you grow up and you like pass the certification test, you don't technically have to have a degree for interpreting. Um, because you can't like you have the background for it. So it's kind of, anyways, um so it's interesting because yes, I did read the book in one sitting. Like I finished it like as soon as I started it, really. But I kept wanting to know what happened next. Like I wanted to know more. But I didn't really like Paige for most of the book because I'm like, she's not a detective, she's an interpreter. Like you interpret what is said, you don't get involved. That. And so that's what I was trying to explain. I was just like, it's annoying characteristics and it's just weird. So why is she very emotionally involved? So tell me what happens to her and blah blah blah. You're supposed to just interpret, be very professional. So I think it's two things. One, I think Hope said it. Um, that interpreting is a hard job to do if you're not passionate for it. And honestly, Paige is not passionate about interpreting, but she's passionate about the deaf community and wanting to help them and wanting to be involved with them, right? So that's what she's passionate about. I feel like, oh, this book is kind of setting it up for the series, like in which she becomes more like a detective, right? Not just like she's searching for evidence, and like she's an interpreter who can be there for like people who are involved, like so she can work alongside with like cops, like not just as an interpreter but to help them really figure out when a deaf character is involved. I think maybe like that's how I felt with the book. I don't know. Sorry, excuse me, I'm coughing a lot tonight. So that, and for her sister Anna, who is deaf, she's asking all these questions. Can you tell me? Can you tell me? And she already knows the deaf person. She already knows her sister is an interpreter. She has to keep it. She can't. It's confident. Yeah. So why are you asking questions? I need to know. You need to know everything. I think that you're supposed to tell me that kind of thing. That attitude. It's just like, really? Yeah, I mean, there's some things that no, as an interpreter, you really wouldn't do. As a book to like keep your interest, I think it moves the story. So Heather was saying like where she's working is small villages. Like they don't hire another interpreter if one is available. They're not gonna, but she knows the family. They're not gonna like try to get another one who is, a long miles from there. So this is chapters 1 to 10. So now that she's interpreting for the case, she finds out who killed the little girl. And understand that family is completely deaf. The woman, Alicia, and the father, Alan. Alicia is not the bio mom. No. So there's three kids there, and it's the dad's weekend. Her daughter is there. Yeah. So let's back up. It's a little bit of drama. So understand, Alan was with another woman, Laura, she's the mom. And they have two kids with Alan. The kids' names are Jackson and Lexi. Lexi is the one who died. So they agreed to do weekends back and forth watching the kids. So that weekend was his turn. So Alan was with Laura. Laura was pregnant with Lexi. At the same time, Jackson is younger. Lexi is older. So she was pregnant. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, okay. So Jackson is 5. Lexi, okay, that's right. So Alan cheated on Laura when she was pregnant, and the other woman is pregnant at the same time. So Alicia. So they got divorced, and he is staying with her, and so that's why there's 2 little girls that are there, and they keep all 3 kids. Everyone understand? Are we catching up? Are we following? So Alicia is depressed. Oh, Alicia had blood on her. And she's like distraught. She doesn't know what's going on. Lexi. And so Alan is just like frozen. So she's asking questions, and they need her clothes for evidence, and they're going to the cops, to the police station. So they go, and she's interpreting there, and she's asking questions. And the questions and evidence for everything, and most things point at Alan. Oh, the trauma, yeah. Yeah, this is very, very dramatic, and yeah. I like now that I'm like reading it again, and now that you said something like, yes, I read it with the like mindset of the deaf character and like how they show signing and all of this kind of stuff. But at the same time, I did not read it like with interpreting. And like I was like, "Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, I get it. Like she wants to know what's happening." But now that we're discussing it, I'm like, mm. So, oh, I said that I read the book more with thinking about how they show deaf representation, not really interpreter representations. So, yeah, I was like, ooh, why is she so curious? Like, I understand being curious, but she's just questioning, and she's an interpreter. Like, you're supposed to interpret, not question. Um, but now that you said, like, are you sure she's a qualified interpreter? I'm like, oh, you're right. Yes, and for her page to like realize who died, and she who really knows the family, she's first said, I kind of know them surface level. As we go along and read, there is more connections than we thought. Well, so her sister really knows the family. Not Paige, but her sister knows. She's seen them before, and she's kept the kids, uh right? She's met them a few times at the deaf club. Yeah. And she's seen them, but I feel like Paige gets more involved, like in the deaf club, like during the investigation, because she wants to know what's happening. She wants to like figure out, or okay, let's back up. We're gonna hold this thought. So the investigation and the questioning, so who she suspects, and then Alan, Alicia, maybe the son, or the mother-in-law, Bridget. I don't know. It's a big question. So really, it's a good first no. My gut, my theory is two, maybe three. I don't know. Paige maybe had got involved, maybe not, because she said she has a secret from before. The other girl she knew at the time died. And she kept dreaming about how the other girl were playing together, and they had an umbrella or a hammer and hit her. So I'm like, huh? And now when they find out the murderer's weapon is actually a hammer. So why is she dreaming about that? Second, either someone in the family and Alan found out, or hid the weapon to protect them. So maybe someone framed him. So there's been so many possibilities. I don't know. So it sounds suspicious too. So Heather said morally questionable interpreter, but decent, varied representation of deaf characters. Yeah, because Alicia voices, but Alan doesn't, right? And then Laura doesn't voice either. She just signs. No, Laura voices sometimes because her mom is hearing, right? I think I'm confusing characters. So Alicia did voice. You're coming with me to upstairs. So there was a very like deaf, hard of hearing characters, and I think Um, I can't I can't tell you that the theories because I already know what happened. That's true. So in the book, it shows signing with italics. It doesn't always say signs like they sign. It doesn't always do the tag before. Um, there is a lot of signing in the book. How do we say the cop's name? Singh? I don't know how you say the cop's name. Sing. Yeah, yeah, but we're just gonna say S because I don't know how you say that name. Um, what do you think about the cop? I'm curious your thoughts about the cop himself. So he is very, very exhausted. He is more exhausted than the other characters. So why is he so tired? Are you doing a lot of work? Are you guilty? Everyone is guilty right now. So I think he is working like hard, like, and he's like overworked, right? I think he's a good cop. I think he lets Paige get too involved with everything, like with her theories, with her like chasing, like what happens. He did put her in her place. Yes, he did. He said, "You should have let me know. You knew the family when the interview Laura and her mom." And Anna joined too. Why did Anna join? Why? That was not a good idea. Please let me join. I can just sit with Laura and take care of her. No. Now he finds out both of the sisters and the cop is upset. Why didn't you say that? You already are involved too late now. We can't get a different interpreter. I mean you can, but yeah, they will not find an interpreter. Um, okay, what do you think about like who is writing the notes to Paige, like the threatening notes? What do you think about that? I think it's Bridget. Ooh. I think because Laura's mom, Bridget, is like she doesn't. It's like her facial expression. Oh, what does she? What hate does she have with an interpreter? Her daughter stuff. Maybe she is very entitled. She's very stuck up. I don't need. I can handle my daughter. I'm the only one who can help her. So that's interesting you said that because my opinion with Bridget the mom, is that she's the hearing mom of a deaf daughter. Oh, okay, good night. Bye. Thank you for joining. She's the hearing mom of a deaf daughter, and she has raised her daughter to say that she can't do something. Like, she's of the old mindset that she's deaf, she can't do things. I need to do everything for her. And her daughter is very timid and shy, and she lets her mom do it because that is what she's known. And yeah, she got married and she left for a little bit, but she didn't have the strength to stay. And when they got divorced, her mom took over her life again. And her mom says, well, it's because you're deaf, you need my help, you can't do everything yourself. And Paige, oh wait, has this already happened? Oh, I don't know. I can't remember. Heather, do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, she was FaceTiming her best friend, Gemma, at the end. Yeah, but I don't think what I want to say has happened. She gave her notes to the cop. That's the last thing. But I don't think one of the reasons why Bridget doesn't like Paige has happened yet. You don't find it out yet. Okay, then I'll. Oh, I got a new tattoo. We can't see it. It's hard to see where it is. Yeah, our friend has a new tattoo too. And she posted on the story, she said, now it's stuck on her shirt. Oh, I did. Her tattoo ink is stuck on her shirt. Oh, I didn't see that. I was like, oh, I don't know if it messed up or not. I don't know. Or I didn't see that story. Anyway, my bandage came off today. I got it on Saturday. It was my Mother's Day tattoo for me. No, they weren't open. In Fultondale. So this part was fun. This area right here is really, really, really painful. And I forgot when I got this one. So it felt good for that part, but in the areas where it's is really thin skin, or you have a lot of blood vessels. So here, your ribs, parts of your ankle. I don't know where else. Those specific parts I've heard. Here though, um, it felt like right after I was trying to sit up, like after my C-section again. Like the first time that I like tried to sit again. That's what it like was like. That's like how it like hurt. Like um how I can like say how it hurt is right after my C-section. But I only had to like grit my teeth for 5 minutes and it was done, or that part was done. So, well, again, it depends what part you get it. Because another friend, she's an interpreter friend, she falls asleep getting them. So it depends on how high your pain like tolerance is. And mine, for parts of my body, are fine. But specifically this right here, I struggled. But I did it. And Emily was there with me. Yeah. So anyways, what she said? No, no, no. She didn't get one. Mm-mm. She's waiting. She was just there. She actually, the girl was walking away, and I'd already told her I was hard of hearing, like, and I needed to read her list, but she forgot. And so Emily and I were talking, and she just like immediately started interpreting it. It was funny. Um, but I'm going again in September, and the girls group. I don't know if Desi will join us. She might. Are going to get a bookish tattoo. And I'm thinking I want a book and maybe a dragon with it. Maybe a quote. And I'm trying to decide where. I think maybe like that. Yeah, I'm thinking here because like it could be hidden if needed. It could be like shown. Like it's not. Anyway. But yeah. Oh, I will. I will. I'm trying to figure out and draw it now what I want. But anyways, sorry, it was a little bit blurry. I'm trying to read and look. It was a cute idea. I like there. Oh, nice. Okay. So, I'm trying to remember my notes. There are a lot of people in the notes. So, while they're investigating who the murderer is, Paige is struggling with this case is too much for her. It's overwhelming. She never really interpreted a murder case before. So it's very emotional with that. So Anna and her attitude with her is just like, why are you not telling me you're interpreting for this case? That's my goddaughter. And I can't tell you. I'm uh she wants to find out who did it and everything. And the cops are asking questions. And the father, Alan, the son, Jackson, he's 5. And that part was really First, he said, I need you to come interpret for an interview for the Sun. Jackson. And okay, fine, sure. So I thought they would be sitting there interpreting. No. They put Paige in another room where she could watch through the window. That didn't make sense with the note taker. It didn't make any sense. No. The cop said, you watch and translate what he's telling. And he's like, hey, who? And she said, who's interpreting for Jackson? He said, oh, so we have Hannah. She is communicating. She's communicative support from the school. Okay, so the cop, Hannah, Jackson are in the room and they're trying to get his attention. And can you tell me what you saw? Who was there? And Jackson is very simple signing. Me, I'm asleep. I'm asleep. Sleep. And then Lexi blood on her head. Very, very simple. Very clear. But the cop kept asking questions, the same question. Yeah. Like, Hannah herself is not understanding his deaf explanations and signs the way he was doing it. And Paige in the back, she already knew what he was saying. So why not have Paige in there with them? So do you think maybe it's because the cop realized that Paige knew the family and didn't want her to like inf- yeah, influence Jackson? Because so they didn't notice it after that part. Oh. No, Paige told the person like she met at the beginning, it was not the cop. She said that she knew the family. She didn't say how, she says she knew the family. Later, they found out that, oh, like god, daughter kind of thing, like, like close with the family. So when I read that chapter about Jackson's interview, I immediately. This is Deaf Institute or mainstream? And then that answered my own question. The support said he's mainstream. Yeah. So Jackson is not really have a lot of support at school. And it seems like it's very, very behavior issues. At school is often he's calling about his behavior issues and he's not getting the help that he needs. Yeah. Oh, you have behavior problems at school. You suspect them too. So I think that for like complicated things, like when you're interviewing or interpreting for multiple hours, you're supposed to have more than one interpreter. So when Paige is saying that she's feeling like overwhelmed and emotional, it's because she has no like break. Like she doesn't have the support, the other interpreter to share the load with. So she's having to do like all the interviews herself and I think maybe that's part of the reason why she started getting more and more involved in the case and not keeping professional. Yeah, so Hope, did you read the comment? Yeah, so he was already upset. So they wanted a person who already knew, like in the same room. Now, what they could have done was have maybe like mics, like, for the cop and Paige to share, and she can say, hey, he's signing, I'm asleep, and like she could voice to the cop what he's saying if they didn't want an interpreter in the room. It's just weird. This is the weird part. I didn't really like that. So, putting that aside. So when I read the part about Alicia, she and Laura did not talk or hang out. Because of the affair. But she felt, oh, you're too good to hang out with me. A little bit resentful to Laura. She thought she had Alan baby that everything would be perfect. They would have life together, but no. He kept he had just to keep the other two kids. Yeah. So Alan was like, it's too much for me. I prefer one weekend only, not every weekend. So with his background, before before he was arrested, I can't remember. He was abusive. He abused someone. And he dealt with drugs. So everyone is blaming him, pointing fingers at him. He did this. The dad, he killed his daughter. Yes, you're right. Hope's comment said Alan is very selfish. One weekend, and that's nowhere near half the work all of the week. Yeah, even all of the weekends. He just wanted time for himself. He didn't want kids. It was like he doesn't want kids there. Yeah. He didn't want the responsibility. So who do you think? Who do you think killed Lexi? Yeah, I have to be quiet. I already know. I already know. I mean, I mean, did you see Hope's other comment about gotta love that the assumption that all women will do the care and the emotional labor? Yeah. Not a good majority of men or other partner in the relationship will do that. Oh yeah, and Heather. Heather knows too, so she can't say her theories. Same to my brother-in-law, who's worse except for maybe the murder. Okay, well, I think okay, there's three different ones. Alan, maybe. Jackson, maybe on accident. And someone found out and tried to protect him. I don't know. Alicia. I don't know. We'll find out. Okay, one more question. So, we already discussed what we didn't like. So, what do you like so far in chapters 1 to 10? I agree. Yes. So Heather, I like how they did that. Like it wasn't just you immediately guessed who did it. It showed how other people could do it. Um I like I really like that there is it does show a variance of deaf characters. Like not all deaf like voice, not all deaf sign. Like and and they really explain that part. And they go into mainstream like and then like the Deaf Institute like it gives a good background for deaf like culture and like history really. um I like that too. I wanted to say the same thing, like explain who is talking and the cop is like, you can talk, and they're like shocked and yeah, duh. Do you want me to talk for you or do you want to talk for yourself? And I like that some of the questions really touched on it. Do you want me to do this for you? Interpret? Are you comfortable? Okay, you're good. And they work with the client. Yeah. So that is very realistic to me. And that's just normal. I like how they explain in the deaf community. They have a club that they hang out and they talk about that. So one thing I didn't like, it didn't make sense. When they said, sub were broken, no, there's no evidence. And then, oh my gosh, someone was in my house. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Understand, some deaf people have doorbells, alarms, a doorbell or an alarm or lights, and they didn't have. That was my thought too. Like, they didn't have the doorbell or any of that. It does. Heather's right. Okay. But I will say, wasn't, when I started the book, I wasn't sure if I was going to enjoy it. And yes, now that I'm reading it again, there's some things I'm like, but I did like how the characters were built, and showing the struggles with her being hearing in a family of deaf, like a coda. Like, I don't, I felt like you could connect to her that way too. Like, if you were raised in a deaf family and is a hearing person, like, there's that connection because they do discuss it a lot. I think more later in the book. But I did like it. And I'm very, very curious what happened to Caitlin. Did Paige get involved with that? Um, so Heather, the same thing. I kept questioning myself. I was like, that is this person. They did it. No, they couldn't have. Yes, they did it. I I was a little bit shocked at the end. I will say that. But yes, it's very, very, very. Do we find out who sends the letter? Yeah, we find out later. It is very. The characters are very like believable. You can. They feel real. Yeah. So next week we're going to talk about chapters 11 to 20, right? Yep, 11 to 20. So, hope for me, it felt like no person was like evil or bad or just like they were just completely awful. Like every person who could have done it had some bad things that they did. Like they weren't all bad, all good. So, the theory behind like only bad people kill or only, kind of thing, that wasn't really what happened. I mean, it was awful. But so Paige has a dark secret. Alan beat up someone and has a bad rap sheet. Alicia, yeah, cheated. Yeah, she's a cheater. Or a home, like Laura can't, she's timid. She can't tell her mom to shut up. Like, everyone has something. Anna is a little bit too curious. Curiosity killed the cat, like the cat, like her attitude too. Yeah. Okay. Any last minute things? No, but I want to see what happens when I read more tomorrow. a book. So I think, I'm not sure if I said it, but I bought the first book, and then as soon as I was finished, I ordered books 2 and 3. So like I ordered the first book, and then I texted Desi and I said, "Oh my, OMG, it's so good! I finished." And then I ordered books 2 and 3. So this is what we're reading now. And the other 2 books, yeah. I'm reading the second book now. It's at a school. So, and it's the winter time at a school. The Deaf Institute. So Hope, I bought them off of thrift books. And they were like $5 a piece. And then I had free shipping. So they're cheaper there. Are they in awesome like condition? I mean, they're fine. They're not broken. Yeah. So, what were you gonna say? I think Heather or Hope said in Discord, said that this one was the best one. Okay. That they've read so far. Oh, okay. So really, I'm curious why. So is it good because of most of the deaf representation? Heather said. So for this year or since we started? Because I know you really enjoyed the Misadventures of Callie Compton. What was the question? Desi was asking because she had seen Heather like say that this was the best book that they've read with, and like trying to find out why. Is it because of the deaf representation? Like, why is this the better book that they've read with the group? So Heather said she was the person who said that, and she was just curious. Yeah. I will say that most of the books that we've read have had 1, maybe 2 deaf characters. There are not a lot of deaf, hard of hearing characters in the book itself, and they're all really shown the same way. Now, the daisy chain reaction had deaf character Violet, who signed and only signed, and then she got married to Cam, who was hard of hearing, and he voiced and he signed. Well, I don't know what happened. Desi was frozen. Okay. Okay. I will invite her again, but we'll soon be shutting down anyway. I think we're mostly finished with discussing the book. Oh, she said TikTok just shut down. on her. So this one is really interesting. It says that the school for the deaf has an overnight trip in the snowy woods. 5 teenagers go to sleep, but only 4 wake up. So Leon is missing, and a teacher's body is found in the forest. So Paige is brought to help with the interrogations. Everyone at the school has a motive for the murder, but they all have an alibi. So, and it says, like, she suspects that something sinister is going on with the like clock trying to find Leon. The one thing is certain: the killer is in the group and is ready to kill again. So it does sound interesting. And I've started it. I read 1 chapter the other night, but it's fine. Oh, hey, you're back. Okay. Desi, I invited you again. So, but yeah, so I have really enjoyed that this book had many realistic deaf characters. I think I would want to see more realistic interpreting. But maybe that's how interpreting in a small community would be. I don't know. Maybe we need to have an interpreter friend join and discuss that book. Oh, it won't let her on. Okay. Desi, do you want to just finish for tonight? Hi, Erica. Nice to meet you. I'm happy that you're here. But yes, you're welcome to join. We normally do lives on Wednesday nights around 8:45 Central Standard Time. Oh, her iPad shut down. Okay. I'm answering Erica's question, so 1 minute. So we normally meet live on Wednesday nights, but we have a Discord, and it's called Definitely Readers. It's the same name as the book club. It is linked in our bio, and normally I have it like linked here at the top, but I did not have time to get my picture done tonight before we got on live. So if you want to go to either Desi's or my bio, you can join the Discord channel there. I've been a little bit mentally like not involved this year. I'm getting back. My mental health is coming back. But Desi is very involved on Discord right now. And I'm trying to get back to my normal involvement. Yes, you. I can see you better. It's not blurry. This iPad is very, very laggy. So, okay, we're gonna go on my phone. But anyway, so you can join the Discord, and then on Wednesday nights, we're normally here and we're discussing the book. So this month we are reading The Silent House by Nell Pattison. And I was discussing that she has 2 other books with the same main character. The main character is not deaf. She is an interpreter, a coda, but most of the characters in the book itself are deaf or hard of hearing. And so it is very much a deaf representation in the book. The Silent House. Hope. I think maybe because I know that you were saying that it was a hard like time trying to listen to both an English accent and a deaf accent, and they had both. Okay. I was hoping the other book would win. Magic Thief, Whispering Keith. That one was close. It was a close race with this one, and that one, I think everyone picked this one because of the audiobook. And it's hard to listen. Erica, you're welcome. We're happy to have you join. So I will say that if we read The Magic Thief and the Whispering Keith, pretty sure that Effie, the author, will do an interview. She seemed very, very interested, not assumed, interested in doing it. Maybe that book for June. Maybe we don't give a choice and we just pick the book. I personally would prefer if we focused on an LGBTQIA or Black for like a POC book for June, because that month is Pride Month and there is Juneteenth that month for June. Okay. Well, we can see, and if not in June, we can always do July. What would be a really cute one for June if we wanted to do that one? And we've really not done this kind of book, so I think it would be an interesting difference. So it's more of a graphic book. Yeah. So you can see the hearing aids, and it's really interesting to read this book. Yeah. She has a headband and hearing aids. So anyways, this is really cute. It says, one night, teen witch Nova follows. She follows a report. So I don't know that report of a white wolf in the woods, and discovers her childhood crush, a werewolf, Tam Lang, who is battling a horse demon now against the background of a slowly rekindling romance. Tam and Nova investigate dark supernatural forces, eager to claim the wolf magic for evil. It's just really cute. It's really cute. Yeah, it looks cute, and it can do that one quick and then do other book. Yeah. It's an easy one to read. It is an LGBTQIA romance. And like it is, I mean, it's YA, but it's a really quick, easy, fun little like read. It's not like hard or anything, and the pictures are cute. So so if we read that one in June, short, quick read, and then the second book can be The Magic Thief and Whisper Heath. Yeah. Oh, it is. Yeah. I think we go with that because we're just not going to do the vote in July. We'll just wait until August. School starts and we'll vote for August book. But this is a cute, easy, witchy, deaf, LGBTQIA read for June. And then yeah, it's really cute. I found it on accident. So June for 2. This one, mooncakes, and then finish and do this one. And honestly, I think there's only 5 chapters technically. No. There's 7 chapters. So this could be 1 week, maybe, like finish it, because it's, again, most of it is pictures, but it was an easy read. Jeddah. So we're reading right now The Silent House by Nell Pattison. Right now we're reading this. So we just finished chapters 1 to 10. The next week we're going to read chapters 11 to 20 and we'll discuss that book. When that book is finished, we're going to plan to read Mooncakes. It's a graphic book, but it has deaf, witchy, LGBTQIA, all of that for June. And then, Desi, you want to show yours? The Magic Thief and the Whisper Heath. That book. And it has a hard of hearing character. And the author herself is hearing, but she has taken classes, ASL 3, I think she said. So she's taken a few years of classes and has friends and is involved in the deaf community. So if you want to join our book club, you can find us on Discord. It's definitely DEAFinitely Readers and book club. We have a website too, so you can go to the website. It's DEAFinitely readers.com. So yeah, ASL 5. Yeah, you're right. Thank you, Heather. She said ASL 5 for Effie. She has taken. So she said this was a hard of hearing character, Leo. So right now, she's working on the second book, and it's more focused on Leo's story. So this first book, it focuses on Leo and his sister. And they go on an adventure. Yeah. So I like that idea. Like, this is fun. It's a little bit different. I like graphic books. I have Buffy. Yeah. Anyway, oh yeah, well you should join us. It's awesome. So we're happy to have you here. You can go ahead and start now if you want. So we just finished chapters 1 to 10. It's a really easy read. If you want to wait, you're welcome to do that. We'll be on live and you can join and watch and get spoilers for The Silent House if you want. And then early next month, I will go ahead probably tomorrow and just say what we're planning to read after, so people can go ahead and buy it if they want or try to borrow from the library. I think I remember this was in the library here. So my library has this one, so I'll check and see. Yeah. But I will say this is heavy. Sorry. Typically lives are on Wednesday nights. Is it not Wednesday? Yeah, around 8:45 Central Standard Time. But keep an eye on Discord. If Wednesday is canceled, sometimes we will postpone it and reschedule to the live. I did tell my husband that he's not allowed to have the iPad on Wednesday night because he is in training for a triathlon. Yeah, that. And so August. So he did a 30-minute bike on the trainer tonight, and he uses Swift, I don't know, it connects to the trainer. Anyway, he had the iPad and it doesn't go on his phone, so it has to be a Mac. Anyway, I told him, I need it before 8:45 next time. Oh, yay! Oh, that's awesome. I'm happy that they have it. So you can just get it, and that'll be easy. Yeah. Sounds perfect. Sounds like the plan. So June is done. We know what we're doing. Yeah. So August will be back to normal voting. Well, middle of July. Yeah, fine, whatever. Okay. Any last minute questions, thoughts, theories you want to discuss? I'm trying to figure out who did it, but I will discuss more next week. Chapters 11 to 20. Yes, that. Okay, well, I guess. Happy reading. Happy Wednesday. Happy almost the end of school. Almost summertime. Yes, yay. Okay. We done? Have a good night. Bye.